All right, it's 6 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for coming. We'll enter our work session now. I'll see the minutes for July 25th, our prior meeting, and a specially called meeting for July 29th. The bills in the box will be
June 29th.
Yeah.
You said July, sir.
What is it? Yeah, June 29th. I said July? Okay, well, I meant what was written on the paper. So, June 25th and June 29th. We'll be nominating the city clerk tonight. We have a Historic Preservation Commission Place 6 appointment to do. A new ordinance 2026-11 Events and Community Development Committee. This is something that we come up with in doing the America's 250. Something that maybe the city can start doing to help organize some of the events to where it's not just, Friends of the Festival and ad hoc things going on. Robert, you want to explain that just a little bit, Robert, is what this involves?
Yes. So with having events, right, with the 250 event, kind of what it's been kind of informal planning, right, between me, the mayor, and then the Parks Department have been kind of putting it together. Well, with that, right, there's nothing kind of structured with that, right? And what you want with a city is you want something that's kind of pre-planned, that's kind of planned prior, right, that we look out to the year. And what this committee would do is that they would come together and they would assist in planning, organizing, recommending, and promoting community events, community development efforts that enhance quality of life. They strengthen civic pride. The biggest thing is you want to give the citizens of Hanceville something to take pride in, and you want to encourage participation. And the way to do that is to create a community development committee. You're bringing citizens together to create city events, right? And other cities have an entire department for this, but those cities tend to be bigger, right? But those cities didn't start with those departments. Those cities started with a committee, and then they grew, right? And that's kind of what this does. It also assists in helping Hanceville create an identity for itself, right? And that's what this whole committee would do. It would help Hanceville create its brand and kind of who we are and what we want to do. And Friends of the Festival is great. It's done a lot of the events, does the grilled cheese event. And that's not to say that Friends of the Festival would go away at all. This committee would work alongside them. But also it would look at, well, what could we improve about the events that we currently do in the city, right? We have a lot of spaces in our parks that we're not taking advantage of for certain events that we could do, such as farmer markets and stuff like that. So this is definitely something that we've been working on building for a while, and we've been giving recommendations from other cities, kind of how they started it. Yeah. And that's kind of how we've gotten to this. So, yeah.
Yeah, it will formalize it better. Like I said, actually the police department used to be doing a lot of the festivals around here, and then for whatever reason they dropped out of the Kids Night Out. They did that. They did the Mud Creek Festival for a while. I wound up with that. The Civic Hand did some things, and I wound up with that. Somehow I wound up with all these festivals, but there needs to be more than me doing it, right? More than me planning it. And I think if it's a citywide effort, in this ordinance, if you look at it, you have business owners, community leaders, and different people involved in it. So it would just be a much better opportunity to move forward with bigger and better things besides what little old me can come together with. So,
Mayor, what you got to change up a lot of things. You got 6 people sitting out here right now.
There
There ought to be 40 or 50 people in here at least.
I'm sorry.
But you can't do anything till you get a police department to clean up this mess around in the neighborhoods. I mean, I pointed out some to you, and so we can make these people clean up, and who owns the lots is awful.
Right, all that is in the works, and that will happen sooner than you think.
Well,
It's in
too
process.
soon for me.
I know it's been a while, but things are moving and they're starting to move quicker.
So we're gonna have a police department right away?
Not right away, but
That's what I'm saying.
things are moving.
So one of the biggest things with any city, right, when trust is broken in any city, right, and we move forward from that, participation begins to dwindle, right? And when participation begins to dwindle, then pride begins to dwindle in the city. Now, all of us in here and everybody at home watching it all, we all have pride in our city, right? But with this community celebration event that we're having, right, this is merely a rock in the bigger foundation of giving our citizens something to take pride in, right? And so the whole idea behind this committee is to continually build that pride for more and more people, right? So as we're fixing everything that we're fixing, right, you get more pride, you promote that participation, you restore the reputation, and then you invite all that investment, and that's where you get all that growth coming in, right? So it's a continual process as we're improving everything. So as we're focused on getting a police department, as we're doing all these different events, right, it's all in bringing back the spirit of Hanceville. So that's what we're doing all in this big picture thing, right? So the committee is just one aspect, the police is another aspect. It's all one big thing that we're looking at.
Yeah, everything's gonna feed off each other.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the weekend garbage on the road, we're working on a plan for that too. So, anything else on that? Thanks. You got the Coleman County Commission invoice, the deputy overtime. You have a boat motor surplus. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to address that too. I did let Jeremy know. I called and let him know that we have that's coming on that.
Right, and you'll see documentation in here to where there's certain classifications of stuff that we got from 1033 that we can get rid of and what we can't. And these boat motors, which is essentially just salvage, is, we can get rid of them with no problem. And the documentation is in there from one of the head guys at that department, so we're good on that. New locks / keys for library. This is a little bitty item, but I bring it up because nothing the library has right now is on budget. So maybe, we vote on this and say, let's give the library a $500 or $1,000 budget where we don't have to bring up every little item we need. There's been some turnover there. We don't know how many people have keys and whatnot, so they're wanting to change the locks. So maybe we do that and pick a number, of what we want to give them in the budget for the remainder of the year in case something else comes up. The food pantry on Banger, the wood's getting old, some of it's starting to rot, the door's been repaired 2 or 3 times. Ms. Stam reached out to me, and what she'd like to do, she's already talked with LP, and they will furnish materials and build it for us, but she wants to move that to the Civic Center instead of on Banger where it is now. She thinks that'll be a better area for them to stock it. It's closer to where they're storing the food now. So they've had some issues with that one in the past, with, some people that were downtown, robbing it as soon as it's filled up. But anyway, this food pantry needs replacing, and they want to replace it at the Civic Center. The city wouldn't be out any money. LP would do its donation. And the last thing on the list is a cell tower extended lease agreement. You should see a spreadsheet in here, and you should see a copy of the contract that they gave us. Right now, well, the contract started out, you get $600 a month, and every 5 years, they up it by 10%. And the release runs out whenever it does. It's maybe 10 years or so from now. So they called me and said they're kind of worried about people jumping ship because they don't have a long-term lease agreement, right? And we're talking way in the future, right? So there were some options, and the first option I think is the one we want to go with, unless we want to, let the attorneys look at it more. I think we tabled it a time or two the first time we did this. But the two options on the right-hand side, that is one lump sum payment for a perpetual 99-year lease, and that's all we get. I would not suggest we use those options, right? If you look at the option on the left, it winds up being a little over $2 million after 99 years, which none of us will care at that point, but somebody will. That number in red in the middle is kind of where the cutoff running total would be if we went with that first option. So what they're wanting to do, I think, is doing 7 terms of 5 years, 7 additional terms of 5 years, and they'll give us a $10,000 signing bonus to do that. Or we can wait till our contract goes out and find another person to lease it. But I think when we check before, those rates are pretty good. But if y'all want to approve that tonight, or we can do some more research on it, it might not be a bad idea to have an attorney look at it and maybe do some research on what other carriers might give us. But the $10,000 signing bonus would keep our 5% increase every 5 years going forward, like we're getting today. The old business, ordinance 2026-10, the Elm Street rezoning. This is from a R1 to an R2. I spoke to the developer. The concern was sewer and water access. There will be sewer going to the property. That's already been taken care of and in process of being worked. And he's going to build a cutoff passing lane in that little, there's a curve right when you first go in, so there's a perfect place for a little passing lane where cars can pull off if you do meet somebody on that road. The easement for the road is actually on the other person's property. So if down the road that other property gets developed, then they would really be responsible for opening the road, because the road easement is actually not on him, it's on them. So that's kind of why it wound up the way it is. But he's going to build this passing lane, and he does have sewer. So that'll be approving the R1 to R2 on that. You got your bank account balance sheet. It's down a little bit this month because we wrote some checks for the new software that we're getting. I think they'll start setting up the payroll, they said, around the middle of July, somewhere around there. Middle to the end of July, but they'll be in touch. Payroll will go first. The rest of the county will go second. They sent me a questionnaire today that we'll need to fill that out, and once we fill that questionnaire out, they'll get us on the schedule for the main accounting systems. We have the fire department report shortly, and the operations manager details on the back. Anything else we want to talk about before we start the meeting? Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Have everybody stand. Robert, you lead the Lord's Prayer.
All right, let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for this day, Lord. We thank you that we're able to come out today and just come together as our government, Lord, and just deal with the issues that we have as a city, Lord. We thank you so much for everyone that has come out. We thank you so much for their pride in our city, Lord. We pray, Lord, that we're able to handle our issues, Lord, as you see fit. Lord, we pray that we follow according to your will. Your Holy Sweet name, amen.
Pledge, attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this is time we set aside for any citizen to come forth if they'd like and speak on any legitimate topic for up to 3 minutes. Anybody want to speak? Okay, if I get my pen to work here. Yeah, I did. It had a little, it had things on. All right, if we get the roll.
Councilman Robert Powell,
Here.
Councilman Cameron Rowe,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Jana Shelton,
Here.
Councilwoman Kim Brown,
Here.
Councilwoman Corey Kane,
Here.
and Mayor Bradford.
Here. All right, we need a motion to consent the agenda.
I move to consent the agenda.
I'll second. Mr. Powell with a motion, Mr. Rowe with a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. No presentations tonight. No public hearings. Approval of minutes, June 25.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes on June the 25th.
I'll second. Okay, Ms. Shelton with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Same thing for June 29th.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for June the 29th.
And I'll second. Ms. Shelton with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill approval?
I move to approve the bill.
And I second that.
Mr. Powell with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. City clerk appointment. We'll take nominations for new city clerk.
I nominate Tasia Marie McIntyre.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Powell with the motion, Ms. Kane with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, we'll do a roll call vote on this one. Roll call vote down the line.
Okay. Councilman Powell,
Yes.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Shelton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Bradford.
Yes. All right, we will call her and make the offer, and this will be pending, all the paperwork and degrees and all that stuff comes back, which I'm sure it will. She comes highly recommended. Hanceville Historic Preservation Commission Place 6 appointment. There's a recommendation from the Historic Committee on that.
So the Hanceville Historic Preservation Commission recommends the appointment of Garrett Gillen to place 6 to fill the current vacancy. I move to appoint Garrett Gillen to place 6.
I'll second that. Okay, Mr. Powell with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2026-11, Events and Community Development Committee. This will be the first reading. If you want to look at it more, we can go over it again next week, or if you're good with it, we can pass it tonight, whatever y'all want to do.
I move to postpone until next meeting.
Okay, have a move to postpone. This will still be the first reading. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Okay, Mr. Powell with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This will be postponed and be on the next agenda. Coleman County Commission invoice. It's not as bad as it has been. Not as good as it could be, but it is what it is.
I make a motion that we go ahead and pay the invoice for the Coleman County Commission, the Sheriff's Department.
I'll second that.
And Ms. Shelton with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Vote motor surplus, and this is going to the coroner's office,
Yes,
right?
Jerry Kilpatrick, the coroner.
It'll be, a straight donation.
Right. I make a motion that we go ahead and donate the 3 motors to the coroner's office, Jerry Kilpatrick, the coroner, and that it get approved to do that. So that's a good thing to have each other.
I'll second that.
And Ms. Shelton with the motion, Ms. Kane with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. New locks and or keys to the library. And if we want to put in there an amount to add to the budget where we don't have to vote on every little big thing, I'll have that too. I'll leave it as it is. Budget's coming up in about 3 months. Locks will be less than $100 for front to back new cylinders.
And then they're going to decide who has the keys, access to the building.
Yes. Locks probably haven't been changed in a year. Is there a time limit on making a motion? If not, it dies.
I move to approve $500 for the library for.
Or if you don't want to do the budget amendment, just do the locks.
But I do think it's kind of ridiculous to have to approve every tiny thing that they might need since we don't give them a budget. But I also do think that we're getting close to the next fiscal year. And so we may not need to approve as much right now, but it may be good to look into maybe a bigger budget for them next year. So maybe something, I think 500 would be enough from here till that point.
They had like 300, I think, and I mean, they went through that. $300, you can't do anything for that.
Yeah, and so if the locks cost less than 100, I think 400 more, we'll probably get them up to the fiscal year.
All right, so we got the motion for locks plus say $400 up to 500 for the remainder of the fiscal year.
I will second that.
Okay, Mr. Powell with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Food pantry being moved to the Civic Center.
I make a motion that we move the food pantry from Banger Street to down to the civic center to make it more accessible for them for filling the food pantry.
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Rowe with the motion, Mr. Powell with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Cell tower extended lease agreement. I'm gonna let a lawyer look at that again.
I'll make a motion that we postpone the cell phone tower extension lease and let the lawyers look over it, and then we'll make a decision on the next meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Rowe with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Old business ordinance 2026-10, Elm Street rezoning from an R1 to an R2.
I make a motion for ordinance 2020-26-10 Elm Street rezoning, that we make a motion to approve it from an R1 to an R2, with the agreement that he's gonna put in a passing lane.
Do I have a second?
I will second that.
All right, Mr. Rowe with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. See your bank account balance sheet. Any questions on that? We also had in there some expenditures, I think, for the fire department. That's what I'm trying to say. They have to do inspections and things every now and again. Some of that money was on there. They brought it down a tad. But the main thing that brought it down was the down payment on the software. All right, fire department, what you got?
Really just an update on the ladder truck. They hope to have it back by the 25th for the city celebration. In the month of June, we sent 4 guys to a training class with Coleman, a 3-day multi-story structure hose advancement class, and went really good, hosted by the city of Coleman. And we got some good networking there, so it was some good training with neighboring departments. If y'all have any questions, that's all.
You have something that made the paper, some class you did recently.
The pipeline initiative.
CPAP class.
Your CPAP class?
Oh, okay, yeah, they give that the last Friday of every month. It's really big.
Yeah.
The past 2, I didn't see it in the paper, but yeah, that it's been going on now for a while, but the numbers have really picked up lately.
And we're up, we're at our numbers now for volunteers, pretty much, right?
29.
Yeah.
That makes it 80%. 80% take. I think it actually takes 29.6.
Well, I don't know many 36s running around, so you don't want those
and
guys
we
anyway.
should have, maybe we'll put another 1 or 2 on in the very near future.
I will say this, that I appreciate, because I hear the sirens and I try to keep up with what's going on around the city and everything, and y'all get a lot of calls.
It is.
And people really don't realize how much y'all were out there, and a lot of medical calls too.
Yeah, well, I don't think people realize how much that the city of Hanceville, or that the Hanceville Fire Department does outside the community into the county. We really go into the county a lot.
And for years and years and years, that, everybody just kind of reached out to each other and lend a hand to help each other, because we don't never know when
Oh
something.
yeah, they still do. If we get The way dispatch respond, or dispatches, they're coming and running. They
And
all
that's a
work real
blessing.
well together, yeah, they definitely do.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
You got the operations manager biweekly report from Public Works. And council discussion items is sitting on my desk. Bear with me for 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Next time.
He ain't drinking just that bit more.
Yeah.
He ain't drinking a little bit more.
Yeah, we have base inside, we all carry Hanceville, we actually got on our phones now. Yeah, they get time out my phone.
Okay, there's 3 items I wanted to bring up. Kim, you had the waste ordinance last time, which we went through and tweaked it a little bit, and we're gonna run that by the attorney and get him to okay that. But before we actually pass it, we'll take a copy of it to them and see, see if they'll do a little better. We had another incident like 7 or 8 days ago.
I got the whip.
I sent him a picture of the back of the truck with feet and intestines.
Oh, yeah, that's.
I got to witness that and directed traffic. It was that for the Ford.
Yeah.
And I just got done an Exxon and it was there, 3191.
Mhm.
And traffic was backed up, nobody was there. But like I said, it's happening more. I think that had been like the 3rd spill in the last week. And it is a mess.
Yeah, and if it's, well, I don't want to get into specifics of that particular instance, but most of the time, if they do a spill, they do pretty well about getting it cleaned up quickly, but there are times they don't, and that's what we're addressing in this ordinance. So, the next thing was, there's a retirement benefit, a one-time retirement bonus. The deadline for us to pass a resolution on it is August 31st. And what it does is for any, I don't know how many retirees we have in the city in the past, there's probably a couple of them. But it's after a certain date, I think it's 2020, maybe before 2026, if they retire before 2026, they give you $1 per month times the number of years of service. So it's like a one-time bonus, and it'd be, been on a number of years, maybe, $500 to $600 or whatever it turns out to be, whatever the number is. And we would pay for that if we choose to. But you have to pass an ordinance, pass a resolution to do it, and it's just kind of a bonus that the state retirement entity said cities could do. So I think that'd be a good thing for us to do for our people that have retired from the city. And we'll have the resolution wrote up by the next meeting where we can vote on that. I think it's payable in October. So that'll be on the next agenda. We met with our insurance carrier today, and that went well. Talked about a lot of things. We're going to set up a meeting with the actual AMIC themselves in the coming weeks, probably within a month, I would say, based on how the conversation went. They shared their concerns. We told them what we were addressing, what we have fixed, what we will be fixing. He said it was one of the most positive. He come out of the meeting feeling more positive than he had talking to any of us in a long time. So that was very, very good. Our initial quote is actually $20,000 less than what it was last year, which is good. So that's that's a good thing that AMIC is willing to do that after all that's happened here. So, but we do need to tweak some things. We have $1,000 deductibles on everything, vehicles, buildings, all of that. I think that's too low. We can talk about it. But if you raise your deductible, especially on buildings, I mean, you never have $1,000 deductible billings, but we do. That's gonna make a big difference in our premium as well. If you have a catastrophic event, you know, a fire or a tornado or something, it's probably gonna get one building, so. Yeah, it's gonna make a difference. And, you know, these little things, most little things, you're not gonna file on your insurance anyway, so. But he's gonna give us numbers on different deductibles for both vehicles and buildings, and that should actually bring it down even lower. The police department was not part of that quote. We'll discuss that after we physically meet with Hammond proper in the coming weeks. But overall, again, he said it was, he felt better talking to us in the direction we were going than he has in a long time. So it was a very, very positive meeting. So. All right, that was my list. What else y'all got? Anything? We only had 36 minutes.
Now, everybody's excited. You know, I've been kind of spread the word about our celebration, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the mayor has emailed the mayors and councils of other places inviting them to our event, because most places has been setting them at different times where we're all not having them the same day where we can go to each one of them, you know. And I think it's good to support each other like that. But like I said, a lot of people are excited about this. So I'd rather have hot weather than rain. So, but I think Robert and everything has done an excellent job. You know, he's been working on getting everything set up, and you know, so like I said, it's going to be a positive thing for our city. I feel very confident in that.
I hope to have an event map out in the coming days. I've been working on trying to get that all done, so y'all can kind of see the vision that we've kind of put together. We're finalizing vendors in the next coming days. If you want to volunteer, there's forms up front. You gotta fill out the form. Also, we have to get a copy of your ID. Love to have you out there. It's going to be great. We got a stage, we got a kid zone, we got a classic car cruise in. It's going to be a pretty awesome day. You know, that's the best way that I can describe it. It's going to be a full day from 12 to 9, ending with fireworks. And I was told by the parks that the place that we got the fireworks from actually gave us more fireworks. So a bigger show. So it's going to be good.
Let me say this too. When I spoke at the school sometime back on for the kids and everything, and I did about Hanceville, I will let people know, because most people that's lived here a long time knows Greg Burton, and he wrote the book about the history of Hanceville and everything, and he's going to be a speaker at the beginning, you know, at the opening ceremony, because when like I did that day I did that, I had so many people coming to me and said they found out, they didn't really realize all that was in the history of Hanceville. But he is looking forward to being there with us that day at the opening ceremony and speak on the history of Hanceville.
And I'd like to echo what Jan said about Robert. He has been a blessing setting all this up. He really has, and we're going to miss him terribly when he goes back to teaching and gets off his summer break. But I mean, again, this is one of the reasons to where you know, we want to do this events and community development thing, right? I mean, one person can't do it all, or shouldn't do it all. So that will help take some stuff off everybody's plate and get the community more involved too. So.
Well, we all have different talents and different gifts. I said I'm always proud of my geeks. I'm not a geek. I'm just a PR and a talker. But like I said, everybody has a part, and they have their own specialty they do, and that's what it takes to work as a team and work together to, you know, bring the city forward, what people's been waiting on for so long, and have a lot of positive things coming our way.
And we have a lot of volunteers to volunteer already.
I've had 3 ask me, but I don't think they've got applications, but they will. I don't know how many Robert's got.
I've given 1 application out.
Okay.
I am working on digitizing the form because I know that might be easier than people coming in. I am working on that. I think I have one made. It's just figuring out how to get that out. So I'm working on that tomorrow. I think I got it figured
Will
out.
they be able to download their ID?
Yeah, so the idea behind this one would be they would email it and they would have to upload, they'd have to email a copy of their ID as well.
Is there a way to prove that that ID belongs to that volunteer person if they're not here visually?
That's something I'm also working on. And I haven't fully got that together, but I'm working on how that would work as well. But I'm trying to figure that out, and I have another city that I'm going to call to see how they've done it, and see what answers I can get from there.
Is there an age limit?
Yeah, you have to be at least 16, and if you're under the age of 18, your parents have to sign as well.
And when you're discussing volunteering, what will they be doing?
Oh,
The extras.
So in our kid zone, we will have a paid city, a paid park employee that will be over that zone, but we'll have volunteers for that zone as well, right? So they'll just be there, kind of assisting, making sure that if there's lines forming and the bouncy houses, bouncy slides, everything goes according. But we will have a paid park employee there, kind of coordinating the volunteers. And then in the chalk zone, it'll be the same thing. We will also have volunteers helping with vendor check-in, but our parks director will be over that in the morning. We'll have volunteers over there with the touch-a-truck, and then assisting with general events. And so we'll have our event leads, which will be me, and the park director, the assistant park director, throughout the entire event. So that's kind of how that will work. And then on our form, it shows what they can sign up for and also the times. We have them in 2-hour increments because it's going to be hot. And so, if you want to work all day, that's great, but we also want to make sure that you don't overheat, So the reason for the ID and all that is because our volunteers will be working around kids. So we want to make sure you are who you say you are, right?
I will say this too, I did check the dunking booth. It is at the VFW, and they are going to deliver it for us. So.
You still game?
And Jana's gonna be first.
Now, what time do you want?
It's probably midday.
Midday.
The president said she would.
Whatever who draws the most money.
Only if he fetches home the balls. He's got to fetch the balls.
You have to fetch the ball, she said.
You got to keep balls.
I just hit it with my fist.
I know.
But I think it's gonna be a good thing, and I know some of the vendors has got some little things they're planning that they've talked to me about. It's gonna be fun, but I think it's a good family outing, and, I'm really looking forward to it, and a lot of people are.
You might think about reaching out to Mr. Wakefield.
I think that Wakefield will get up in it.
No.
Yeah, I think a best Wakefield will get in that dunk booth.
What about the fire chief?
But what I was saying is,
You be late.
Listen, I'll get in
I wonder,
there.
high school kids have to have volunteer hours. To get a seal on their diploma. That would be, you might
That would be
need some
great.
You got to convince
organizations.
Nolan to get in it. That's the big
No
one.
one's not gonna get in it. No one has a bad hip. I would be crippled if I could.
Oh, listen here.
Shoulder surgery.
Listen here, just hear.
But also,
No one can't swim.
if y'all have gone through,
I know, but I'd probably drown anyway.
He don't do well wet.
Yeah. No one hyperventilates in cold water.
we can't have him get in it. I need him as one of our event leads, so we can't get him wet.
Don't fill it up today before it's pizza.
Okay.
They did 4 down work so far, right?
Well, I may want to, depending on how hot it is, I may want to get it in.
But we are also constantly putting out, we have our flags out. I don't know, if you're driving down Commercial Street, you see the America 250 banners we have out. Also, if you are going out of town or right down here on 3191, you see the Hanceville 250. We should be getting our yard signs in, and we plan on putting those up pretty much down every intersection to 157. So hopefully we get those out soon. We're gonna pick the entire city if we can, all the way out to Coleman, because we want everyone that we can to come out and join us as well.
Yeah, and help spread the word.
Absolutely.
Okay, anything else? Okay, our next work session council meeting is July 23rd at 6. The one after that will be August 13th at 6. The Hanceville America 250 celebration is July 25th at noon. Please spread the word on that. We want it to be big. Anything else?
What time can the vendors start coming in?
We'll send out an email, probably 10 o'clock, a couple hours before is when usually people will show up early though, regardless of what you say.
People will be there at 9:30, if not 9.
I will be sending out a vendor packet through the email, and you will also get it when you check in.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to say that, for security that day, Wallace, Dr. Karlowitz has approved for the, policemen up there to work it that day for us where we can have security, and that's a blessing there too. She is, like I said, anything they can do to help us, she said whatever we need, they're willing to help us do that. So we're gonna be using their officers for security that day.
We will also be having a vendor map for our vendors as well, so you'll know where to check in, where to park and stuff like that. So everything will be in the packet for the vendors as well.
Will golf carts be allowed?
Golf carts, you can drive one in there, but I don't think driving one through it would be allowed.
Because there's only, after the vendors come in, there's only a 24-foot wide spacing going through, and you gotta keep that open for emergency access.
Well, yeah, are you driving or somebody else driving?
He drives it.
Yeah,
You drive
it is.
He drives
So you can park it outside the barricade and then just walk through.
How about motorcycles in?
You got a wheelchair or a hover round?
Yeah. There'll probably be a few cars. Anyway, but not driving around like that.
Wait,
Right. Huh?
I was gonna say the way Christian's Bank has been going right now, you might be able to get them to volunteer some electric scooters for how many boats they keep putting in.
All right, anything else before we adjourn? I will entertain that motion.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Mr. Powell with a motion, Mr. Robbins second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thanks everybody for coming. Appreciate it.